More fallout today from the president's tweets that some are calling racist. President Trump defended himself on Twitter Tuesday, saying in part, "Those tweets were not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body." The president referring to his weekend tweet storm about 4 congresswomen, saying if they aren't happy in the United States, they can go back to where they came from. So let's get right to tonight's A-plus panel for some reaction on this. Joining us for the first time tonight is Alexandra Wilkes, a Republican strategist. Welcome to Chasing News.
Thanks for having me.
And veteran panelist Bob Bianchi, former Morris County prosecutor and criminal defense attorney. Great to have you, Bob.
Great to be here, Allison.
Bob, let's start with you on this one. This back and forth between this group of congresswomen, they call themselves the Squad, and the president has been building, and then it blew up over the weekend. What do you have to say?
Well, in general, I wish the president hadn't said that, because like in all my years that I've been in politics and I've done things, never once has anybody said, you know what, you don't like it, go back to Italy. These people, all but one, were born in this country. So it was an unfortunate remark by the president. But by same token, their response to it hasn't necessarily been professional as well, especially with some of the salty language that's being used. And you know what I'm talking about. I won't say it with our audience.
Alex, as a Republican strategist on this one, the Democrats have also been at war with one another. It was just last week that these 4 women were fighting with Nancy Pelosi. So should the president have stayed out of this?
Look, I don't believe that anybody should be judged on the basis of their race. That being said, what I have been following for some time now is the vile rhetoric these congresswomen have used with respect to the U.S. military, to Jews in this country, to Jewish lawmakers. There is plenty to criticize, not just in their rhetoric, but in their policies as well. So look, let's put this in the context of the intra-party feud that's playing out in the Democratic Party. Of course, Nancy Pelosi was already at war with the Squad before all of this came about. The Squad had actually accused Nancy Pelosi of being a racist. Now the Squad is full force for impeachment. This is not a place where Nancy Pelosi wants to be. So they're kind of at odds again, which is maybe what the president wanted.
To Bob's point about the salty language, we're seeing this more and more. In January, one of these women on the Squad, Congresswoman Tlaib, used an F-bomb, and Congresswoman Omar has used foul language on multiple occasions.
The reality is that whole country raised a very proud, dignified person.
We saw this just last week with Megan Rapinoe after the U.S. Women's National Team and their celebration parade, using salty language again on the steps of City Hall.
New York City, you're the mother.
Is this a total breakdown in decorum?
Listen, we have on both sides are equal opportunity offenders. People believe that the right to free speech means I can say what I want, when I want, to whomever I want, in any way that I want. And while that may be true legally, you know, the founding fathers were very concerned about the fact that while it may be legal, there should be decorum, there should be morals, there should be ethics by which we discuss things with one another. And there's been a complete breakdown, and I think it's going to get worse. Unfortunately, people benefit by it because they wind up on TV.
Totally agree with you, Bob. We're going to have to leave it there.